dick.
Mexican Americans don't like to just get into gang fights. They like flowers and music and white girls named Debbie too. Mexican Americans are named Chata and Chela and Chema and have a son-in-law named Jeff.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Showtime!
The Steel Toe Morning Show.
Up on Cripple Creek, she sends me if I spring a leak. She mends me.
Hey, how are you?
She defends me.
It's the Steel Toe Show, uncensored, on the internet. That's what this is. It's on the internet. I don't say Rockin' 101. I don't say this place, that place. It's just the internet. I believe young people today are calling it the World Wide Web. HTTP : // Or is it // ? I can't remember. Remember, you could always tell who the old person was on the internet based on whether or not they still used the HTTP ... / before they gave you the address. Now nobody even gives you an address anymore. We're getting lazier with the internet. I don't know. I think it's a millennial thing. It used to be they'd give you the HTTP www.fuckforgold.net or whatever the website was. Now they just go, Google fuck for gold. Which actually sounds like a pretty good trade-off, if you ask me. But now they just say, Google it. Find it. That's the other thing they'll tell you. You can find it on the internet. Really? You couldn't just... That's like if you're in your car and you're driving around and you're like, where's the Washington Monument? What road do I take to get to the Washington Monument? And they go, you'll find it. By the way, maps are obsolete now. I don't know how to read a map. I mean, I know how to read a map, but I couldn't really figure this shit out. I couldn't get it down to the turn. There's no way. Now I take this guy out right here. I take this out. I punch in my Google Maps. I type in where I'm going. Takes care of it for me. Unless you get one of those weird country roads where for some reason they've got you U-turning 8 times because even the Google Maps doesn't know where the fuck you are. If you're in a place where Google Maps won't get you there right to the front door, it's a place you shouldn't be. I'm convinced you should not go to that place if Google Maps can't get you there. Either way, how did this start? What? We're on video on the internet. The Steel Toe Show, uncensored, which means that once in a while I got to throw some curse words out for you guys. I got to say a curse because we're uncensored. I have to say shit or fuck or whatever. It's a lot of pressure. You guys think that it's just fun. Just, say whatever you want. No. I live a career where I have to not watch what I say, but make sure I don't say certain words throughout the day. And now I go to this, and now people expect you to say dirty words. It's nerve-wracking, to be honest. By the way, I do want to point out that, yes, while we are on the internet, this is a gaze into my career's future. Once I'm finished in radio and they've cast me aside like they do everybody else, at least I'll go down fighting. But once they cast me aside like everybody else, this is what I'll be doing. On the internet, doing now we record this, and we put it up on the SoundCloud channel, the Steel Toe Morning Show channel, which, by the way, has been going gangbusters. The subscriptions picking up. I love the subscriptions. The views are going balls deep. Balls deep, that doesn't make any sense. The hell is my mind on? My wife's like 9 months pregnant. I am horny as a hoot owl. It's not that fun to fuck pregnant girls. I'm sorry. And why should it? Women get offended when you say that. When you go, fucking girls after they get to a certain size in their pregnancy, it's not fun. You go, how can you say that? Does everything have to be perfect for you? Are you an uncriticizable creature the entire time? Can't we have one thing where we go, not bananas about it? Everything, man. If you go, man, you're shaping a life and you're carrying life inside of you. That's amazing. That's a wonderful thing. Not too crazy about sticking my dick in a thing that's got almost a full-grown baby in it. It's weird. How can you say that? You're fattest. Do you not love pregnant women? And I'm going out and getting her food all the time. And now I don't like her because, I don't know. Maybe sticking her when she's got a 10-pound bowling ball in her stomach might not be the most appetizing thing in the world to me. I don't know. Some women are like that. My wife's not. My wife actually got in bed with me last night, and she, like, kind of spooned me. I was watching Sling Blade on Netflix with the computer sitting next to me, going to bed. And she started spooning me, and I got this. I was like, oh, don't try. I really don't want to fuck. I would have, but she's so pregnant. And she's just laying there, and you're like, I hope that just is just like a snuggle thing. I'm hoping for it. It was the one time in my life I've hoped for a snuggle and not a fuck. Thank God it was just a snuggle. Plus, when you've got, and I don't mean to criticize her timing, but she did it right at the scene where Doyle Hargraves kicks everybody out of Linda's house. One of my favorite scenes in movies. One of the greatest dickhead bad guy scenes in movie cinema history. Doyle Hargraves going, get the fuck out. Randy, you tuning son of a bitch. We don't need fucking practice, Randy. Come on, you fucking words. What does he call it? What's the guy who's a buzzard, the lyric writer? God, I forgot his name. Get the fuck out of here, you fucking buzzard. God, that's the best. Throws the crippled guy right into the door. Doyle's an asshole. God, Dwight Yoakam was good in that movie. Just fantastic. At any rate, I'm trying to keep the Facebook thing up here so I can read some of your guys' comments. Now, we do have the phone lines open. We don't open the phone lines during the morning show because you guys are potty mouths and you just can't control yourselves. You're going to get me in trouble. But on this show, you can say whatever the fuck you want. You don't even have to keep it to topic. You can call in. We'll bring you up. You can derail the entire show and then make me deal with it. Works great. It's right there on the bottom of the screen, 320-252-6201. That's 320-252-6201. So you can even do hack shit on a podcast as long as you're being honest about it, like talking about movie villains, which, by the way, Doyle Hargraves, extremely underrated. Call me an asshole, call me an idiot. I put him up there with Darth Vader and the Joker. Because I know, the Force and the Joker's a super criminal, but in the universe that Doyle exists in, he's a really bad dude. Like Darth Vader is in an empire where there's laser ships and all that. So naturally he has to be up here. The Joker is fighting a superhero, so he has to be kind of up there. But Doyle, in the world he exists in, he's almost scarier because that's a real guy. Like that, Doyle Hargraves exists. That guy is a person somewhere. And when he goes like, Linda, I'll fucking kill you, or I think he threatened to kill the kid. There's Carl, there's Linda, and I can't remember the kid's name. But that guy exists. He's a real thing. And that's going to bother me that I can't remember the songwriter's guy's name. Joe writes, Dwight Yoakam has turned into a fat turd. He's the doctor in Crank. Never seen Crank. I have to be honest. I haven't seen Crash, Crank, or there's another C movie that's supposed to be good. Never seen it. Brandon writes, he doesn't want to be at home with his hormonal wife. Anything to get out of the house. No, my wife's fantastic. We took my daughter to see her first movie ever today. We took her to see Trolls. Went to see Trolls. It was a movie about one of our listeners, Guy Sartel. He was great in it, by the way. They call him Branch in that movie. He's wonderful and closeted homosexual. Dan writes, Vader wasn't bad. He was a socialist. I think more communist dictator, but I get it. Jared asks, do you ever sleep? Once in a while. I actually do. I slept right before I came back here. I slept from after we got done with the movie. Slept for about 45 minutes. I'll catch another 6 hours tonight. Don't cry for me, Argentina. I will be A-okay as far as the sleep thing goes. All right, let's jump into some things, shall we? Got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Adrian Washington's going to be here at about 5:15. For those of you listening to this via recording, which is the vast majority of you listening on, I don't know, it's pretty, audio is usually the most common one people listen on. So I got a few messages, a few suggestions from listeners of the Uncensored one. They go, hey, it's great that you have cameras. It's fantastic. I know you want to play around, but could you cut down on some of the visual shit? And actually, that works out great because when we switch to the computer monitor, the audio lags. Like the computer audio lags a little bit. So we'll fix that up. But we'll probably go a little less on the video stuff for the audio people. But for the people listening on podcast, they don't give a shit if Adrian's here at 4:15, or 5:15. But for those of you listening live, 5:15, Adrian Washington's going to come by. We got a lot of stuff we can talk about. So let's get some things out of the way that I know he's not going to give two shits about, but I know that people will call in about, oh my God, did we stir people up this morning on this one? Donald Trump left a tweet about flag burning. I guess somebody burned a flag somewhere. Do we even need to report on someone burning a flag? Is it necessary to? I feel like if a guy burns a flag and you report on it, you're kind of giving that douche exactly what he wants. All you need is an Army veteran to give him a good swift kick to the solar plexus with a pair of steel toes. That's all you've got to do. But with the Trump thing, he sent a tweet out here, and it said that he believes there should be consequences for burning a flag, and it should be a year in jail or revocation of citizenship. Now, I understand where people are coming from. I get where Trump is coming from. I hate flag burning. I wish nobody would do it. It's a stupid way to get your point across. It's like when Kaepernick took a knee. I understand you're frustrated. I understand you've got objections, and they're probably valid. But burning a flag ain't helping, Jack. So what the hell are you hoping to accomplish? But Trump said people should go to jail or they should have their citizenship revoked. Hold on, line one. We'll get to you. Just want to get this basic premise out here. Then you guys can start calling in and giving us your stuff. But Trump got elected on the backs of people like me who thought he was a free speech guy, even though he said some stuff about limiting the press that I didn't like. I'm a big-time First Amendment guy. That's why I fight these social justice warriors. That's why I fight the gender pronoun nonsense. People have to be free to think, and people have to be free to express themselves. You can't be threatening to throw them in prison. You can't be threatening. See, the SJWs do that. When they don't like something someone said, they want to throw them in Facebook jail, or they want to throw them in job jail, or they want to throw them in social jail. We don't do that. We want people to be able to express themselves because I want to have the right to a fucked up opinion. By the way, I'm going to put you guys on hold. The lines are lighting up here. We'll go to line 1 and line 2 in a moment. I want to be able to say fucked up things that people don't like. So I'm not protecting other people's free speech because, I'm sacrificing myself. I'm falling on my sword for these people. No, it's selfish. I want to be able to do it too. And I can't have a set of morals that allows me to be that big of a hypocrite. But man, I talked about that on the show today, and the Trump people came out after me. Oh, fuck you. Trump didn't mean it. And I'm like, well, he said it. That's kind of his problem. He says shit, and I agree. I don't think he means it. But it's like, retard, you got to be able to rein it back a little and think about shit before you say. I like that he speaks his mind, but there's no rules against thinking shit through before you prepare. It's like he served us a half-cooked turkey. So as far as the burning the flag thing, no jail time, no nothing. I do wish somebody would punch your teeth down your throat the minute you get it. But then again, I'm a free market guy. That's a private sector solution. See? Somebody said, what if you steal a flag and you burn it? Well, that's destruction of property and theft. That's already against the law. Let's go to the phones here. I've got my basic thoughts out on that. A lot of people want to chime in. Let's go to line 1. Hi, who's this? Hello, sir. You are on the air. Let's go to line 2. Hi, who's this? What the hell's going on with our phones? Are you there, sir? Uh-oh. See, the phones are working. You guys just don't stay on hold, do you? Stay on hold, for God's sake. You'll be okay. 320-252-6201. That's 320-252-6201. Oh, shit. You know what probably happened? I got to let you guys know about this because this happened a lot last week when we tried taking calls for the first time. Some of you guys are listening to your computer and you're not getting me right away. You got to listen to your phone when you call in. Listen to the phone, then answer. Let's see if this guy gets it right. Line 1, you're on. God damn it. You guys, wait, listen to your phone, and do it that way. But as far as the Trump flag burning thing, we're supposed to be the free speech guys. We're supposed to be the ones who go, yeah, do your fucked up shit. We don't care. We'll just argue with you. That's our thing. But then when it comes to Trump saying he wants to throw people in jail, I feel like we're the ones who have to check him first. Like those of us who voted for him have to be the first ones to criticize him when we think he's wrong. Otherwise, we're just like the people we defeated. It's like when someone does when there's a revolution and the rebels win the revolution and they take over and they kick out the despot and then they install a leader and they're like, this is the guy. And then they worship him because he was part of the revolution and he ends up to be just as evil and crooked as the last guy. New boss, same as the old boss. So I feel like with Trump, we got to be tough on him. That and I hate authority. So When it comes to guys like him, I just go, he's president now. He's in charge. Now I got to hate him. Now I got to be critical of him. Because, when he was running, you were like, I like this. He's saying some shit. Trump's laying it down. Now you kind of got to go, all right, Donnie, let's see what you got now. Drive for show, putt for dough. It's showtime, baby. But I don't know. We got a lot of people calling in who want to get in on this, but they haven't figured out the phone thing quite yet. 320-252-6201. That's 320-252-6201. Oh, my God. This morning on the show, when Zach and I took this opinion. Now, for those of you who are relatively new to me and new to the show, I'm about the biggest libertarian you're ever going to meet. Don't like the government. Don't want them doing anything. Matter of fact, if you were to place bets on whether or not I'm for or against something the government does, if you bet against every time, you're going to win a lot of money. Let's go to line one. Hi, who's this?
Hey, it's Patrick, man.
Patrick, you are the first person to figure out the phones today.
Hard to dial,
Yeah, well, no, they're not having a problem dialing. They're having a problem sitting on hold, and then they're having a problem listening to me, the phone, rather than the computer. But oh well, they'll figure it out. What's up?
They'll figure it out eventually. So, no, I wrote in on that, but with this whole free speech and burning the flag, taking a knee, whatever you want to take, that, a lot of people on the right take offense with. I'm a vet. I served 12 years. I look at that and go, I don't agree with it. However, it's what I went to fight for this country and fight for those rights for. It is one of those things that even though I don't agree with it, doesn't mean that's not their right. I can't impose and go and take rights away from people just because I don't like it, because that makes me no different than them.
Sure.
If I'm going to go, hey, I want to own a gun. Because they're going to scream back at me, and, well, no, you got to have this or this, and you can't have more than 15 in a magazine, whatever.
Right. Well, it's kind of like
I don't want to trample on someone else's rights.
It's like
just as much as they shouldn't trample on mine.
I mentioned the Ted Nugent thing today, where Ted Nugent says no limitations on the Second Amendment whatsoever. As long as you're not a felon, good to go. And I tend to agree with that. But then I think, okay, let's be like that on the First Amendment, and then we're golden.
I'll agree with that completely.
Yeah, I don't know. Some people, I got called a liberal today, of all things, by some of the listeners. Zach and I were doing Air America radio because I said, yeah, some asshole wants to burn a flag. I hope he gets his teeth knocked out, but I don't think he should go. I don't like here's my thing. I'm worried about what's next. Do I give a shit about a guy who burns the flag? No, fuck him. But I don't want him thrown in jail because then I don't know what's next. It's kind of like cocaine, weed, stuff like that. I don't want people thrown in jail for that. Not because I love pot. I don't want flag burning protected because I just want to set a flag on fire. I protect it because as long as I don't allow that, I know that they're not going to go after the next thing.
I'll agree with that. And with the free speech stuff, you look at the free speech of, burning the flag, and, I agree. It's not okay to me, but we can't throw people in jail for exercising a right. Now, you get into places like, Westboro Baptist Church and things like that.
Love those guys.
Go completely the other way with it and, use it as hate speech to cover it by, it's my free speech and my right. That's where you're starting to get into a gray area with it.
But like the Westboro Baptist Church, they should be allowed to sit on the sidewalk and go, God hates fags. They should be allowed to do that.
Correct.
Do I like them? No. Again, I wish somebody would knock them out, but they have the right to do that. I don't know. I just think people are writing in. You talked about this morning. Some people didn't hear it. But anyhow, Patrick, thank you for calling in. And like everyone who calls into this show, I will leave you with our words of peace, which are go fuck yourself.
See ya.
All right, later. It's Patrick calling in. 320-252-6201. Hey, Jared writes, hey, you hack. We talked about this in the morning. I know, but I was kind of blindsided by all the commie, pinko, you're a liberal, this and that I was getting. So I wanted a chance to kind of fire back on this one again today. You know what we got to talk about in a little bit? We're going to talk about beautiful women first. Because after the beautiful women thing, we got to talk about Lena Dunham. And wow, that is a pig of preposterous proportions. Lena Dunham, you remember that one of the greatest things about the election, and maybe one of the things that won Trump the election, maybe pushed him over the edge in some swing states, is when a lot of celebrities said they'll move to Canada if Trump gets elected. By the way, how big of an egotist do you have to be to think that you moving to Canada is going to make anyone give a shit? Like if you're Lena Dunham or Amy Schumer or Samuel L. Jackson, I like Samuel L. Jackson. But Sammy, when you say something like, I'm moving to Canada if Trump wins, you're saying that like it's a threat. So what you're basically saying is, I'm so goddamn important. I'm such a beautiful person. People love me so much that they're going to vote for who I want them to vote for because they don't want me to go to Canada. Doesn't Johnny Depp live in France half the year or something? Or doesn't he live in France all the time? He's still making movies. Go ahead. Go to Canada. It just means an extra flight and a border crossing every time you want to make a movie. Doesn't matter to me. But now these people who said they were moving to Canada aren't moving to Canada. And I don't like that. I wanted them to stick to their word and move.
Yes, it's true. This man has no dick.
Exactly. Samuel L., by the way.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Wouldn't that be funny if he moved to Mexico and just yelled that at everybody? And the Mexicans wouldn't be upset because they're like, oh, Pulp Fiction. I don't know why they're Asian now, but...
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
But all these people, they acted like it was a threat. Lena Dunham was one of the biggest ones. I mean, she threw a fit. She was all over the place with her outrage after the election. And she was moving to Canada, boy. She was gonzo. And then all of a sudden, we start checking day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. Fucking Lena Dunham is still here. Lena Dunham's still around. It was you know what? It's the first thing that made me disappointed in Trump. That was the first one, was when Lena Dunham didn't move to Canada. I say, hey, Dandy Donnie, I thought you were supposed to do something about these people. Her and Amy Schumer, package deal, get up there. Turns out Canada has way more strict immigration laws than we do. Isn't that ironic? They hate Trump because he wants strict immigration laws and they can't get into Canada. Why? Because they've got strict immigration laws. Oh, it's wonderful. Joe the Infidel writes, she wouldn't be able to molest her sister daily if she moved to Canada. Yeah, for those of you who don't know that story. Lena Dunham wrote a book. She said something like she used to diddle her sister against her sister's will or something like. I don't remember. I make it a habit not to read Lena Dunham's books. Thank you very much. But she said she's not leaving the United States. Here's what I hate about this. She made it sound like it was a noble thing. No, you pussied out. You said you were voting for Hillary, and if she didn't win, you were moving. Fucking adios. Pack your bags. Sayonara. What's that George Strait song? Vaya con Dios, good luck. Wish you well. Take it slow. Easy come, girl. Easy go. I would have sang that to her with a mariachi band behind me. Wait, into Canada? Not really a mariachi band. What would you do for that? A quartet of mooses. Would have been great. But she's staying in the United States, and she's not admitting that she's a phony and a coward. She's saying she's not leaving the United States because we need her here to fight. She says, the American people need me here to fight, and I just want to call her. I wish I had her number so I could go, Lena, no, we're good. We don't need you to fight. We're fine. In fact, you'd probably help your party a little bit more if you did move. That's the thing. It's so fun to watch now. After this election, the left has decided we're just going to keep doing the same shit that made us lose this one. I watched Joe Rogan's recent podcast with Professor Jordan Peterson, who is from Canada, and he can tell you horror stories about what's going on in Canada with all their free speech stuff and all of that. Jordan Peterson is in trouble because he refuses to call people by these made-up 72 gender pronouns and all this horse shit. I guess they want to make it illegal now to not call people by the gender pronoun they prefer, which is very fucked up. They want to charge you like 10 grand and charge you with a hate crime for doing it. Here's the thing. You don't get to make up a gender and then force people to call you by that thing. Like, I'm talking about like Zay or Zed or Zebediah or whatever the hell. There's two genders. There's male and there's female. If you disagree, I'm sorry. Biology's on my side. I win, you lose. We're not debating this today. But Jordan Peterson calls them he or she. And he's not transphobic. It's not like if a trans person transitioned into female, he'd still call them she. But he's in trouble because he won't call them Zay or Zed or anything else because as he tells these students, this doesn't help you. Me calling you by a particular gender pronoun doesn't help you at all. In fact, it hurts you. And they scream and they yell at him, boy, and they want him fired. He's on Rogan's podcast actually telling them that they shouldn't send their kids to universities. A university professor is on Joe Rogan's podcast, which gets listened to by millions of people. And he's telling them, go to a trade school. That's like a car. Let's say you're a car salesman. You live off of commission. You need to sell Cadillacs to Governor Dayton. You know, you need to sell Bentleys. You need to sell BMWs. And a guy comes out to buy a BMW, and you go, you know what? The engineering on BMWs nowadays, not what it used to be. You should go buy a Mercedes. One guy's like, what? But you're a BMW salesman. Yeah, they're shit. They suck. They're horrible now. Go buy a Mercedes. But I'm coming to you. I want to give you my money. It's a big mistake. Go buy something else. That's what Jordan Peterson did when he told Joe Rogan, yeah, tell these kids to go to trade school. Don't come to the university. And he's right. I mean, these kids are not going to be able to survive in the wild. It's like in The Walking Dead when they went to Alexandria and found out all these people had been behind the walls and they're not going to make it on the outside unless shit changes. That's colleges now. Honestly, I bet you for some of them, they get out into the real world, into a job, and they don't have puppies to pet or kittens to kiss when things get stressful, and they probably think it's a zombie apocalypse. I would love for one day to see the world through one of their eyes. I would love to. I mean, don't get me wrong. You'd need to tell me before I go in there that it's only going to be for a day, because if it was forever, I'd lose my fucking mind having to be one of these people. But if you get a chance to watch that Jordan Peterson on Joe Rogan, please do. It's very, very good. Okay, now that we've talked about Lena Dunham, and I've killed everybody's boner, and Adrian's coming up in just a little bit, I do want to talk about this story out of, this is out of a lot of different places. I guess schools are cracking down on teachers taking sexy photographs of themselves and putting them up on Facebook, which fucking sucks. It's nothing better than a good bikini pic and then finding out the chick's a teacher. Oh, there's just the shit that gets rolling in your head when you hear that is just, it's disgraceful, to be quite honest with you. I get ashamed of myself just thinking about it right now. But let's go to this story. We'll fade it over for you. This is what we're looking at for those of you on the video feed. These school board are changing the rules, saying we're going to fire you as a teacher if you dress sexy and put it on Facebook. Now, they're not nuns. You know, they're not working in a what do they call it? Not a nunnery. What's the other word for that? Not an apostasy. I wish I remembered my religion shit. They're not living in a monastery. I mean, they're not celibate. They can put up bikini pictures on Facebook. The schools are saying, no dice. First of all, if you're a hot teacher, all your students are already picturing you naked anyway. They're wondering what your tits look like. They're on their Facebook. If you're wearing a sweater, they're trying to Photoshop it off. They're doing all kinds of stuff. But teachers can get fired for this now. It's hard enough to pay attention during your classes already. Add the fact that you've seen how hot your teacher is in a bikini thanks to Facebook and other social media sites, and you're suddenly thinking more about asses than classes. Oh, that's Dan Fielding from Break.com. I tell you, he's a card. Get it? Because asses and classes rhyme. That's holy shit. Schools are catching wind of the rising situation, consisting of young female teachers posting various sexy images on Facebook. You got to think of it. What's a starting teacher? 23? You remember some of your female friends at 23 years old? Fucking hot, man. Then they get at 23 years old, single, a teacher's salary with all the benefits and everything is nice coin. You're doing okay. You're not hurt. You're living in a one-bedroom by yourself. You don't have to have roommates. It's great. So these teachers get to take the bikini pictures. They put them up on Facebook like a normal 23, 24-year-old would do. I think if you're a teacher, the biggest problem is not putting bikini pictures up on Facebook. I think it's don't friend the students. You're begging for trouble with all the sex teacher stuff. And if you're a hot teacher, you're already going to have 17, 18-year-olds throwing their dick at you all day. Don't invite it on Facebook. Don't follow them on Twitter. Make your account private, all of that stuff. And then put up all your bikini pics. Because you're trying to score too. You're trying to attract the male of the species. You should be allowed to. Your job shouldn't stop you from doing that. Especially since so many of these teachers, my God. You can always tell when the judge thinks they're hot, too, because the sentencing is much less. You can tell when the judge thinks someone's a 2 because they go to prison. You can tell when he thinks they're a 9 because it's, hey, you behave yourself out there now. Don't do this again or I'll be very upset. By the way, here's my card. So one of the examples they use is this model who became a teacher. Her name's Victoria James, which is such a porn name. Guarantee that's not a real name. If it is, good for her. She's from Florida. There's the picture of her for those of you watching on the video feed. That is A-okay. I'm a brunette guy, not a blonde guy. Victoria James is okay by me. James was later fired for posting bikini photos on Facebook back in 2013. Unfortunately, most schools never do a little screening for these young staffers that they hire and only discover the photos after the students do. Oh, yeah, there's been stories of teachers who have done porn in the past, and the students find it, just because they were Google searching. I'm sure they weren't just looking at porn. And then the school ends up firing them. I don't think that's fair either. Hey, you can't fuck on film for a couple of bucks and then go be a teacher. You got a lot of life experience. Especially if you want to teach sex ed, you know some things. You know a lot more ins and outs than the 63-year-old who taught our health classes, for God's sake. I say let them work. You put bikini photos on Facebook. Don't hire them and then bust their balls for putting these pictures up. Do a little research. Go on Facebook. Look for them. If they look like they're going to be a problem, all right, fine, stay away. But as far as a few gals putting some bikini pics up there, I'm sure if a guy's got beach pictures up and he's got ones in his bathing suit while he's on vacation, I'm sure the schools don't fire him for that. Let him pose with those bikini pics. Like, look at her. You can't fire her. She'll cry. And if she cries, that makeup's going to run. And if that makeup runs, she'll look like one of those suicidal chicks you just can't stay away from, but you know she's going to blow up your car. That kind of thing. Now, principals are also susceptible to punishment for posting any lewd photos to social media. One female principal was fired for posting an image of her visiting the Washington Monument. Oh, this is her? Oh, that's hilarious. There's a guy lying on the ground. He's got his hips thrust up in the air. And in the background is the Washington Monument. It looks like he's got a Washington Monument for a cock. Get it? You good? The thing? And what would have made this photo really funny is if they would have had him posing on his stomach. He's getting ass fucked by the Washington Monument. Poor fella. What a cuck. But no, he's got his hips thrust in the air. And the two gals, the two teachers, they make it look like they're grabbing the Washington Monument. He's kind of stroking his pecker, as the kids say. I don't think you should get fired for that. I really don't. I mean, what are these kids supposed to think? That their teachers are all angels? That they're all like, they can't do any wrong? That they just, when they go home, they just kind of sip tea and read the Wall Street Journal and then go to bed and their whole life is teaching classes? Come on. I mean, when you're a kid, when you're like in middle school, like we had a hot teacher in middle school named Miss Rensenbrink. And she was kind of a bitch, but she was very, very cute. And we never really thought of her having a life outside of school. Like, we never even considered it. And then you get older and you realize, wow, my hot female teachers were probably fucking, sucking, smoking, eating, drinking. Her womb is so polluted, I can't even have a kid with her, man. And then you think about that and you're like, it makes sense. They're human beings. They get to have a life. I don't know. I never had a situation where one of my teachers was having sex with students. Certainly not me. But I don't think they should be canned for it. I think you should what you should do is tell the students, hey, our faculty has a life outside of this place. Now, if they're posing for nude pics on their desk and sending them to porn sites, putting them up online, you should probably put the kibosh on that. But everything else, fair game. Jared writes, rising situation. Get it? Because it's a... Scott simply says, hot mama. Andrew, going back to the Canada thing, he says, can we throw celebrities into Canada with a catapult? Not a bad... I mean, it's an intriguing idea. I'll give you that. 320-252-6201. That's 320-252-6201. Give us a call. Tell us what you think. We've got... what have we talked about? The flag burning thing. We've talked about hot teachers posing in bikinis on Facebook. I have no problem with it. Then again, I have a 2-year-old. I don't have a kid who's in high school or middle school or anything. We might have some older parents who go, I don't want my kid's teacher having bikini pictures up on Facebook. But then when it comes to that, what fucking business of yours is it? It's none of your... Let her teach geography, and then once she gets home, fucking walk around with no clothes on. Put it up on Facebook. I'm happy. The kids are happy. Stop being a... You know what? Stop being a fucking party pooper. Stop being a stick in the mud. That's what I say. Let's go into the Ohio State thing, shall we? Moving right along here on the program. Adrian Washington coming in about 10 minutes. We should probably get this thing taken care of before he gets here because I know he's not going to give a shit. about talking about politics or news or any of that. We're going to fucking tell some jokes, dick around a wee bit. The Ohio State thing, thank goodness nobody died, of course. But 9, 10, 11 people stabbed in Ohio State? Some fucking crazy refugee running people down in a car, grabbing a knife, just starts shanking people. Sound familiar, by the way? So they said that the Somali in St. Cloud was radicalized. The Somali Muslim refugee in St. Cloud was radicalized. He ran somebody down with a car, then went into the mall and stabbed 10 people. This guy was radicalized, and they feel that he was inspired by terrorist propaganda by ISIS, same as that Nadir Adan Navudida, whatever his name was. Who cares? He's dead, thank God. But he was kind of inspired the same way online. Is it any coincidence, really, that they did the same exact thing? That they were maybe in touch with terrorists? Because I think what happened, I think that Minneapolis story got so big. You know those guys who were trying to leave to go to Somalia or go to Syria and fight for ISIS? I think ISIS got a hold of that story, and they went, no, fuck it, just have them stay there. And now they're telling them to stab people, create chaos, because they always said that the 9/11 style attacks, while they're a big deal, they don't really strike terror and fear into people, quite like the little ones in smaller towns. Like Columbus, Ohio probably never thought of itself as a terrorist target. You know, St. Cloud, Minnesota never thought of itself as a terrorist target. But you get these people on going online, and ISIS says, they say, oh, we want to come fight for you, Allahu Akbar, Muhammad, Durka, Durka, Jihad. And then ISIS says, no, I got a better idea. Stay there. Here's what you do. Just I can't afford a gun. Don't worry, you don't need a gun. You got a car? Does it run? Okay, take your car, run a bunch of people down. You got your mom's butcher knife? All right, good. Take that, just start stabbing people. Just start shanking motherfuckers with your... And they just don't... They're not afraid to die. They're not afraid to get smoked. They got to know that it's over for them. They just go out creating chaos because they're going to get the 72 virgins or whatever. You know what? If Allah wants to show that he's on our side, he should just make all 72 of those virgins dudes, but make them bare homosexuals. Power tops. So then you didn't read the fine print if you're a Muslim terrorist. You didn't read the fine print, then all of a sudden you get to the afterlife and Muhammad goes, here are your 72 virgins. And it's a bunch of big, like 300-pound weightlifting gay dudes with rock-hard 8-inch hard-ons, and they're waiting for the guy. And he's like, this isn't what I signed up for. I am a martyr. Yes, and you're going to martyr yourself while you're here, on your tummy. Go, go, go. And then you just got a fucking 72 dicks. You just got to take them over and over and over again. I hope that's the case. It would make me less critical of religion if that's what happened to him. Just man-on-man ass rape for all eternity. Sounds like justice to me. But now authorities believe the Ohio State University student responsible for Monday's attack on campus was inspired by terrorist propaganda from ISIS and deceased Yemeni American cleric Anwar al-Awlaki. That's the guy we killed in a drone bombing. He's an American citizen. Wasn't too crazy about us pulling that rabbit out of the hat, but the fucker's dead. What do you want? This guy, I guess he wrote a big rambling thing on Facebook about how the Muslim... this retard, he went on Facebook and went, oh, they're mistreating the Muslims in Burma. Well then, dipshit, grab a gun, go to Burma, you coward. What sense does that... This shows you how inbred and stupid these religious extremists, these Islamic extremists are. How goddamn stupid they are. And just nothing to do with them. Let's shut down that refugee program. We're done with it. Oh, but Aaron, the vast majority of refugees are good people. Hey, shit for brains. Nobody's making the argument that they aren't. The vast majority of them, I'm sure, are wonderful people. They'll make great workers. Marron. You know who needs great workers and great minds to build a country? Somalia. They're kind of fucked right now. So you get the people who say, oh, most of the refugees are good people. Yeah, nobody. You're making an argument that nobody's fighting you on. But what we're saying is there seem to be a disproportionate amount of people coming from the Middle East and East Africa and mostly Muslim countries who end up doing this stuff. And then the other argument they bring up is, well, what about school shooters? School shooters are depressed white kids who come from here. We can't keep them out of the country. They're already in. But if there was a country called Depressed White Kidistan, and most of the depressed white kids from Depressed White Kidistan were just, cutting themselves, not hurting anybody, fine, no problem. But there's going to be 3 or 4 every year. 3, 4, 5, 6 every year that shoot up a bunch of people, kill a bunch of people, do a big terrorist attack. Guess what? I'm shutting down immigration from depressed white Kyrgyzstan. It has nothing to do with race. It has nothing to do technically with religion, even though they made it about religion. When they took Muhammad's shit way too literally. Started killing. I mean, that's the problem. That's a dirty little secret with Islamic terrorists. It's there in the book. It's not like you can say that they're misinterpreting the faith. If people say, oh, the Quran has so many wonderful, beautiful, peaceful things in it. Yeah, it does. It absolutely does. I'm not arguing that either. But you can't whitewash. It's got a lot of fucked up shit in there. You know what's got a lot of fucked up shit? The story of Muhammad, the Hadith. And for Muslims who believe in abrogation, meaning whatever Muhammad said last is the rule, that's not good. Muhammad lost his fucking mind at the end. That's when he's chopping people's heads off, fucking his cousin, marrying his cousin, beating the shit out of his 9-year-old wife, Aisha. I mean, really brutal stuff. So if you get, there's 1.6 billion Muslims. Let's say only 10% believe in the really bad stuff. That's still 160 million people. That's quite a bit. So you know what? Yeah, until we can get better background checks, until we can check on people and make sure that they're not here to hurt anybody or they don't have any extremist ties or they haven't even as much as jaywalked. I want you to have a crystal clean record if you're coming here. Like in Canada. All I want is what Canada has. In Canada, if you have a DUI in the United States, good luck getting in. It's going to take a lot of work if they let you in at all. Musicians have that problem. Wrestlers have that problem. Trying to go. That's why the WWE won't hire Jeff Hardy back. He can't go to Canada. They won't let him. Too many drug convictions. So, when it comes to this Ohio State thing, how many more of these are we going to have before we go, you know what? I'm thinking just to be safe. I'm thinking we maybe shut down the refugee thing for a while. And you got to shut it down from where it's coming from. Look, fact is, you had a bunch of guys who just tried to join ISIS. You've had about 50 try to join ISIS from Minnesota alone. Refugees. You had the San Bernardino attacks. You had the New Jersey attacks. You had the Boston bombing. You had the Crossroads thing. You had this in, Ohio State. And you know what really sucks about this? This is the most depressing part. There's a lot more that I can't remember because there's been so many. Oh, the Washington, was it a Seattle, Washington mall shooting? That was a guy from Turkey, Satan or whatever his name was. Enough is enough. I think we're good. Remember when Trump got shit on? Because he said, maybe we should do stricter background checks for people from Muslim countries or they don't get in. And then people went, oh, he hates all Muslims. He wants to throw them out. And you're like, no, listen to what the guy said. It's rational. It makes sense. Oh, do you hate Muslims? No, I don't hate Muslims. I think Islam is full of bad ideas, full of shitty ideas, of course. But I don't think Muslims are bad people. Of course not. But you do have an ideology that lends itself to violence in a way that Christianity and Judaism used to, but doesn't anymore. I've had this argument with the liberals before. They go, oh, what about abortion people who shoot abortion doctors? And I go, okay, here's the best way to fight against the left. Give them their argument. Concede it to them. I go, all right, let's break that down. All right, you're right, abortion doctors. Let's credit each and every one of those abortion doctor shootings to Christians. Okay, in the last 30 years, you know how many people dead from abortion doctor shootings? 30 years. 11. 11. There you go. Okay, so I gave you your argument, and you're still wrong. Let's go to line 1. We got the people calling in on this one. 320-252-6201. That's 320-252-6201. Hi, who's this? Hello there, sir. Line 1, we can hear you breathing. Are you there, sir? Oh, they hung up. What is with the phones today? The phones have been lighting up. I go to answer them, and everyone gets stage fright. Look at me. I'm sitting here with my leg up, my arms on my leg. I'm as relaxed as can be. Feeling great. Kimberly writes, dirty white Kyrgyzstan, bahaha. No, it's not dirty white Kyrgyzstan. It's depressed white Kyrgyzstan. Totally different. Don't get those countries screwed up. Dirty white Kyrgyzstan is that's the country we would shut down immigration from if there was a meth epidemic. Dirty white Kyrgyzstan is where we'd shut it out from. Depressed white Kyrgyzstan is the school shooting one. All right, let's try line 1 again. Hi, who's this? Hello. Why does this person keep hanging up the goddamn Oh, you know what? Maybe they're fucking with me. I never thought of that. Maybe maybe they're not getting embarrassed and shy and then hanging up. Maybe they realize it and now they're dicking with me. Maybe I'm being had. Maybe next time I answer it, they're going to yell, Baba Booey. No idea. Let's try one more time. Line 1, hi.
Is this Rockin' 101?
We're doing an online podcast right now. We are on the air on the internets.
Really?
We're talking about the Ohio State stabbing. What do you got for the show?
I bet the liberals are probably sticking their noses in the bushes here thinking, oh, shit, they didn't use a gun.
Yeah, actually, that's a thing. There were a bunch of liberals tweeting on it. They were saying, oh, another example of gun violence. This is terrible. And then they found out that it was a car and a knife and a refugee, and they went, we're not going to fucking talk about this one right now.
We're going to go hide.
We're going to get the fuck out of Dodge. Yeah, don't talk about it. It's a refugee with a butcher knife. We're fucking not. If it was a white kid with a gun, we'd be all over it. But fuck that shit. We're done. Actually, the only gun involved in this one was the one that the officer used to drop the guy.
Oh, he's going to get shit.
No, actually, you know what? He's not, which is kind of nice. I think once you get to a situation where you go, it's not really a Black Lives Matter. First of all, Black Lives Matter does not give a shit about Somali refugees. Second of all,
I'm so sick of hearing about Black Lives Matter. It's like making me want to throw up.
Oh, I'm a card-carrying member. I'm teasing, of course. But no, when it comes to this one, I think people saw, guy stabbing 10 people with knife. Even the most ardent anti-cop person really can't talk about this one.
Right.
It's pretty cut and dry. Anyway, but yeah, that's what we're doing. We're on Facebook Live right now. If you want to watch the show, you can go to the Steel Toe Morning Show page, and we're doing that there. But I'll let you go. Thank you very much for calling in, and thank you for contributing.
Yeah, no problem.
Have a good one.
You too.
She says, is this Rockin' 101? Technically, yes. We are using that studio. There he is. See, I knew we'd get done with that stabbing shit just in time for Adrian to come in. He doesn't want to hear about a fucking stabbing. You want to grab that chair? And we'll switch the cameras here. Adrian Washington is in studio. Look at how seamless I made that. I don't know if you can see that on the laptop. Look at that. That's both of us right there. I should probably.
I would have been here a little earlier, but there was a lot of cops down the street. I think there was an accident.
Ruh-roh.
Yep.
What happened? Wasn't Ohio State, was it?
No.
Okay, good.
And they wasn't fucking with me, so.
They don't. Hey, by the way, you get to do that on this.
I heard you do it, so I was like, let me get this out the way.
Little bit. Well, somebody just called in and said, I bet you Black Lives Matter is going to be all over that cop. And I went, I don't think Black Lives Matter cares too much about Somali refugees.
What cop? What happened?
The Ohio State cop who shot the attacker.
I don't know about that.
Uh-oh, what happened here? See, that cord is shitty. You got. There, there you are.
All right, I won't touch it no more.
I don't think Black Lives Matter really sticks their neck out for refugees. I think they're more domestic.
Yeah, probably.
I don't think they go, wait, Somali refugee?
Well, there's enough people that get pissed off about that shit themselves, so.
This guy, though, not getting a lot of shit. This cop, and I think it's because once a guy runs people over and then stabs 10 people, how are you going to defend that?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You don't even know about Ohio State? Some crazy fuck with a butcher knife. He basically repeated the Crossroads attack.
Oh.
At Ohio State University. Wow, when you say you don't follow the news, you tune that shit out.
Man, I don't seriously, if it's on at your house when I come over there, I'm nah, I'm out.
I'll turn on the NFL Network.
Yeah, I don't click on shit that I don't know what happened to me, but I don't like it. So I just.
We're switching to Sling TV now, so we have more sports channels than.
I seen you post that. Then I seen a commercial. I had never heard of it. Then I seen a commercial for Sling TV shortly after that.
Oh really?
Yep.
I've never seen a commercial for it. Anyway, Adrian Washington is here, as you can see. God, I'm really proud of it. I did that all by hand.
Woo!
That video splicing.
I'm the handsome one.
Well, handsome versus ugly, white versus black, however you guys want to divide people is up to you. Yeah, your camera's right over there if you ever want to mug at all.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, mine's here. Yours is there. But this
is fancy. And how often do you do this?
Every Wednesday.
All right, I'll start coming fuck with you when I can get a chance.
4:30 to 6.
All right.
We've been taking calls. The phones have been lighting up, but people don't know how to use the phones properly. I would say of the 10 or 12 calls we've got so far, I've taken 2 of them. because all the other ones you bring up, they just like hang up right away or they don't answer you back. It's a weird thing.
Weird bastards.
Yes, 320-252-6201. But yeah, it was basically the same thing as Crossroads.
Okay.
Run people over, stab them. He was ISIS inspired or whatever. He trained online. ISIS is kind of.
You know what I can say on here now?
What?
That nigga crazy than a motherfucker.
And you know what's fucked up? I still can't say that. Not when Adrian's here.
That's
anymore.
why, right? That's why I said it.
I have to go. I have to go. That's what I have to do. No, but you're right, though. He is. But that's kind of lazy on ISIS's part. Like, people go online and look for him. They're like, what can I do to help the cause? They're like, I don't know. Do you have some keys and your mom's butcher knife? Like, and you're like, really? You guys are the guys with the suicide vests?
Right.
No,
if you got a few household items, get your parents' keys. Ask them, tell them you're going to run to the store.
and steal the butcher knife.
Yeah, just grab a knife out on the way and do
Honey,
what you can before they kill you.
Honey, I'm making chicken for dinner. Ma, I gotta do this now. I need the butcher knife. I told you I needed it at 7 o'clock. And arguing with his mom because he needs the cutlery to go.
ISIS is expecting to hear about this shit by 7:30.
If I don't, they're gonna send people, Ma, with a butcher knife. They send messages. I don't know, the whole thing. I knew I had to get through all that shit before you got here. I knew what I wanted to talk to you about is this fella right here. Kanye West. Apparently now they're saying that there was the conspiracy that he said he wasn't, he was pro-Trump. Mm-hmm. And then they said, well, we're locking him in a fucking camp. We're going to re-educate Kanye. He can't be saying that shit. And now they're saying that he had a nervous breakdown on the anniversary of his mom's death.
Yeah, remember I told you that?
You did say that.
Yep.
I was thinking it was...
But I've seen so many clips, man, of, well, they did it because he knows too much. And then they went to the Chappelle bit with Inside the Actor Studio when he was talking about, like, what's going on in Hollywood that's making all these strong people go crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So people were posting that shit. I mean, Kanye's always been a little off to me, to be honest.
Couldn't it just be the stress of having that career? I mean, everyone wants
But that's what they said, too. They were like, well, he didn't go to sleep for how many days, and he's been doing this tour, and he's just stressing about shit, and and it was his mom's death anniversary. You know what I mean? So
they need to be more like you. Get there 5 minutes before you go on stage, and then do your thing, and then go drink. That's what
drink the 5 minutes while you
drink
wait.
Drink the 5 minutes. Drink while you're on
if
stage.
I'm there early, that's what the fuck I'm doing. Like it always drove me crazy. Comics never wanted to drink with me, but I'm like, I guess people are like, no, I got to remember my shit. I'm like, I ain't got nothing to remember.
Yeah.
I'm going to drink and see what happens. That's the fuck I'm going to do.
I drink and chew gum, and then I have the best sets of my life. That's what I do. I gotta
chew gum hard.
Chew gum hard. The harder I kill, the harder that gum gets chewed. That's the way it's going. No, but with Kanye West, I was thinking, I went conspiracy theory for a while, too. The Trump thing, not really, but the Beyonce, Jay-Z thing.
Right.
But then I thought, I can't imagine Jay-Z calling people up and going, yeah, you talk shit about me? Yeah, lock him in a loony bin. I can't really see Jay-Z doing that. The guy just broke, that's all. And he is kind of a mama's boy.
He is, very much so.
That hit him pretty hard. And I
think he's like the only kid, and I mean, like, no matter what, it's got to be some stressful shit, man. That's why I say, like, honestly, I just need my $2 million. I'm out, bro.
Yeah. Or, like Patrice O'Neal said, I just need enough to keep my ceiling fan on.
That's it.
That's all I want.
Then you got to remember who he's married to. That's a whole nother fucking set of problems.
And then when you get that famous and you get that high, you don't get that high without owing people.
Oh, yeah.
So he owes. And then he owes Jay-Z. And then he went after him. I think Jay-Z probably heard it and went, nah, he snapped.
And for a guy who's already half crazy, it don't take much. Like, if he didn't sleep for 2 days.
Yeah.
Because he's got all these tours. I mean, you got to think about it. You've seen it coming because he'd show up hour and a half late, do 3 songs, be like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like,
and then he canceled the tour after that.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So
I just think he'll come back. His next album will be huge. His concerts, everybody will want to go to his first concert.
And that's all part of it too, man. Kanye just like whatever can keep his name. I think he took it a little too far this time.
A little bit? Saying that Jay-Z's going to have him killed?
But I think he also knows, like, it's genius. It's genius. 50 Cent would have never sold 10 million albums, which he's never done again, if he wouldn't have got shot 9 times.
Tupac, if he hadn't gone to jail.
Yeah, everybody's like, I want to hear what this motherfucker got to say.
Yeah.
Think about it. Gucci Mane, hottest he's ever been. Bootsy got out of prison. Hottest he's ever been.
Well, I mean, especially with 50 Cent, not a lot. You want to buy that album because you don't get to hear from a lot of people who get shot 9 times.
That's what I'm saying. He's like, how did it happen? I want to hear from the horse's mouth.
How do you get shot 9 times and they miss every major organ? Like, I would think if it's like in that scene in the movie where they throw knives at a guy and they just get his hands and his arms.
Just wasn't your time.
Jesus.
Just wasn't your time.
9 times. You just, like, by accident.
I've done, like I'm wondering how I'm going to get through this weekend. We're going to the game tomorrow.
Yeah.
I got to go to work Friday morning still. Get off work, straight from work, head down to Rochester, do the show in Rochester, stay the night down there, come back Saturday. We got the show Saturday night. So But
that's enough to put you in the mental hospital. Now imagine this guy going all over the place. You know what, though? It's kind of made me like, this is what it took to make me like Kanye West. Like, now I'm rooting for him a little bit.
Kanye just got to smoke weed, man.
You got to get away from that fucking family, though.
Yeah.
They ruin everybody. First of all,
because everything is recorded, dude.
Yeah,
everything is recorded. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't. He was famous enough by himself.
Yeah,
he's a very, very unique dude. And then to throw in, and with her, it's not just her. Like, you got to throw in her whole family. You fucking still even got to throw Scott Disick in there, and him and his girl broke up. He's just still hanging around.
What you need to ask yourself when you're in a situation like that. And you're about to do something, you have to ask, is this what's best for Jace?
Right.
Going back to our Teen Mom shit. I haven't been able to stop saying that now. It's that and Carl from Sling Blade. I haven't been. You can combine the two. You go, all right, Dan, I don't think you should say that there unless it's best for Jace. I don't know, man.
He's always been a little loony. He's always been a little too much for me, man. So
when Bruce Jenner threatened to cut his cock off, that should let you know that you should stay the fuck away from those people. I mean, that didn't happen. Like he said in his Diane Sawyer interview, he'd been holding that back for decades. Right. He made it to 60 without growing tits and chopping his cock off. He got to married and having kids with that Kardashian family, and he went, fuck it, I'm doing it.
Fuck it, go out with a bang.
Yeah, I killed someone. I'm chopping my cock off. I'm putting a wig on. I'm growing tits. I'm shaving down my Adam's apple. That doesn't just happen.
And I'm going to just keep the Bruce voice.
That's a little off.
That's super off. I'm like, if you're gonna commit to it that much, fucking please change that part.
Even Robin Williams when he was Mrs. Doubtfire,
right?
Did the hello, dear. Like he changed.
Even Tyler Perry as Medea.
Tyler Perry as Medea did it.
Hello. Like
is that what, I have to admit, I've never watched a Medea movie.
I have to admit, I'm not surprised.
The cross-dressing black movies I ended at The Nutty Professor. That's right.
Another thing I tell people. I was like, man, you gotta do it without putting on a dress, bro.
What is it with the cross-dressing movies? Like Eddie Murphy seemed to like it too much. Well, we found out he got one in his car.
Yeah.
Martin
did it. Eddie did it. Fuck. Wesley Snipes did that Tu Wong Fu shit. Like
Wesley Snipes dressed as a chick too.
Yeah.
He got desperate. Was that after the tax trouble?
That was way before.
Was that Blade? Right
that was
around
before
that time?
Blade.
Demolition Man? Before Demolition Man, even?
I don't know. Check it out.
What's it called? Oh, yeah, we're video.
Tu Wong Fu.
That's real?
Yep.
Tu Wong Fu. Didn't they do Me So Horny?
I don't know.
Tu Wong Fu. I think I ordered Tu Wong Fu the other day. It was very good.
No, not that one. There you go.
What? I was Tu Wong Fu. If you can get the full movie on YouTube, that's how you know it went nowhere.
There's Wesley's second one.
Body Beautiful. Oh, Jesus. Let's cut to that. Hold on.
Look at John Leguizamo.
Jinx, my dear. And exquisite wit. Darling, if you're going to become a drag queen, you're going to have to learn these things.
What the fuck?
Be a drag queen. I am.
That's Leguizamo?
I think so, yeah.
No,
there's somebody else big in here,
You'll
man.
simply put a boy in a dress.
I've never watched this movie. I just remember
man puts on a dress and gets his...
I expect him to go back there and just say, no, you wearing a dress, but you ain't hearing the dress. I just fucking
I can't say how many times he's had it. I just remember hearing about the shit, and I was just like,
what is Tu Wong Fu about?
I don't know. Obviously some cross-dressing.
Oh, you've never actually watched it?
I've never watched it, bro.
Oh, shit. Now I'm going to watch Tu Wong Fu. I don't want to.
But you won't get to law-abiding citizens? You might want to put that in first.
I'm supposed to watch that, too. I got to stop watching movies I've seen a million times. I
know my wife told me, she's like, yeah, she wants me to get rid of my DVDs. Or at least put them away where they're not on display.
Why?
Because she's got an idea, and we don't watch them a whole lot no more. I'm like, because we watch other stuff. I'm like, but every movie I've ever bought, I'll watch 100 times.
Yeah. Why you don't?
But I think like for her, she's just like, I just want you to, because I have them on display. Like that's my living room.
Yeah.
And she's like, nope, you got to find somewhere to put them. Then you can pull them out when you want to watch them.
You know what I wanted to watch? It wasn't on Netflix, but I think I have it on my Amazon. When Castro died, you know what I wanted to watch? Scarface. I just thought that was the perfect Castro's Dead movie, and they don't have it on Netflix. It bummed me out.
I got the anniversary edition if you want it.
How did I lose my anniversary? I got the one that came with the money clip and all that shit, and I lost all. I don't even have the movie of it anymore.
Jeez.
I had to go to Amazon and order it. I think in a move, I moved somewhere, like from Litchfield to St. Cloud, and it just, whoever got my apartment in Litchfield has my money clip. And
he left us a present.
Yeah, they got my Scarface shit. The rat bastards. I just wanted to bring this one up. We'll go back to the video here.
What the fuck is this?
This is a carton of milk. Well, you work at a school.
Yeah.
This is a carton of milk in the Catskills, New York. This is where Mike Tyson grew up and all that stuff. And this is the milk they're serving. Some kids took a video where they took their carton of milk and poured it out. It looks like a melted fudgesicle.
Okay.
When he pours it out of the thing. It is the most disgusting fucking thing I've seen on the internet in days.
You ready?
Look at that. That's milk.
That's fucking disgusting. It's completely upset.
Look at that. That's,
oh my god.
That's milk coming out of that kid's carton. And they're serving that in school. Like that's like when people tell me, you know, Trump's going to try and dismantle public education. I bet you these kids are going fucking good.
Damn.
Give me something else. They read off the expiration date on this because you would think this is like months past.
Posting that shit everywhere. Ugh. Dude, look.
That's fucking disgusting.
That's awesome.
I'm putting that. What is the expiration date say on it?
Yeah,
December 2nd, 2016.
December, so it's not even expired yet. And it's, you know what that is? That's like not refrigerating it properly or something. They're not storing that
Or they
shit
fucking
right.
froze it and unthawed it and frozen and unthawed it like 8 times.
Oh, yeah, look at that. December 2nd,
Can you imagine?
2016.
Oh.
Now, while you watch this, think the school should really stop trying to poison their students. Redditor Silent broke down exactly what happened before anyone lifts a finger to get the milk switched out. They wrote, yes, this video will be in that bottom section of Fox News with all the clickbait stories, as well as all the local news sites for content. There will be a blurb. The school is aware of the problem and actively working with vendors to fix it, blah, 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 blah. Those comments will be broken up by the occasional bot telling us they made 76. What is this? I thought this was going to be like a statement from the school. Who gives a I hate break.com when they put up videos because then they write shit and you go, this isn't helping at all.
I was waiting for you because I wasn't reading it with you. I was just waiting, like, what the fuck is he talking about this for? What?
It doesn't even make sense.
Right.
I'm sitting there scrolling. I'm kind of getting through it going, okay, where does the school say something? What is it? Who gives a shit what Jackass 47 said on Reddit? I want to find out what the school said. No, yeah, nothing. Nothing here. This is our school system. No wonder. Well, this guy says, no wonder we're so fucked as a country. Well, take it easy, Rebecca Martinson from Break. Jesus. One kid gets some fucked up chocolate milk.
Right,
and all.
we've only seen one carton.
Yeah, relax.
If they served 1,200 cartons that day and that's what happened, then fuck it.
Take it easy. Right. My God. We got, you know what? This is it. America's over. I'd be pissed. This is like the day after the Ohio State stabbings, and she picks this as the we're fucked as a country thing. There's a carton of
It's the worst day in American history.
We will remember this as a date that will live in infamy. These fucking kids aren't getting the right milk. Von Miller from the Denver Broncos, he has a sex tape out there.
Okay.
Some chick has a sex tape. He wanted it. He's been asking for it, and she says, no, it's my sex tape. It's on my phone. You don't get it. He's accusing her of extortion. We got some phone calls here we got to take. I'm sure people with the milk carton thing. Before we get into the Von Miller thing, let's go to the phones here. God, See? I told you. All of our phone lines, when they light up, we go to the phones, and they go, oh, shit, I got to hang up. But it's Von Miller, the girl he's with on the sex tape, says, I'm not shitting on the guy.
Hold on, I got to take this call.
Uh-oh. This is an important call. Adrian's got to go. So we got this Von Miller's sex partner in this sex tape thing. Says that she's not extorting him. She's not threatening him. Nothing like that. It's she uses it to flick her bean to. She masturbates to the Von Miller sex tape, and that's why she's keeping it. Well, God bless her. It's really hard. It's one of those things where it's really hard to get mad at her then. Like Von Miller's like, you're extorting me, you're trying to take my money, this and that. She's like, no, I'm just fucking rubbing one out to it every once in a while. Take it easy. You kind of got to calm down and go, all right, fine. Plus, you're Von Miller. You're one of the most studly. Now I'm going to sound totally gay.
So what's the price?
You're one of the most studly linebackers. Adrian's talking to some guy about business right now. He's really busting his balls. He's going, tell me the price. I'll let you know by the price. I almost want to put this conversation on air. This guy. Anyway, the Von Miller's one of the most ripped, stacked NFL players in the league, and he's going to be embarrassed if a sex tape gets out. Fine, you're fine. I assume that every NFL player has a sex tape out there. Except, no, probably Tom Brady, too, because he's married to that 10 of his. He's got one. It's Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs was like a 7th-round draft pick. He's been in the league 2 years. He's probably got one. I think if you're an NFL player, calm down on the sex tape. Nobody's going to care. He's still talking business. But, like, if you were, I don't know, if you were a Cardinal, like if the Pope had a sex tape, that's a problem. But if you're Von Miller, who gives a shit?
What happened?
So Von Miller's got this sex tape out. I was listening to your conversation while trying to do this, so I really should probably go over it again. Von Miller's got a sex tape, admits it, doesn't want it to come out, says the woman's extorting him. She goes on TMZ and says, no, what's happening is I'm keeping it because I masturbate to it from time to time.
Nice.
She just wants to remember fucking Von Miller and then grab herself a little. Boy, she is cute. Look at that. Let's throw that up there for everyone to
Von
look
wants his tape. Why'd you put it on her phone? Fucking idiot.
It was on both of their phones. She explains it here. Let's play that. But why does Von Miller give a shit if a sex tape of him gets out? He's a football player. It's not like it's going to ruin his reputation.
Well, maybe he's trying to see somebody seriously.
Yeah, but she's got to know too. If you're women are so fucking selfish. If you're a star NFL linebacker who makes
start anything.
Yeah, if you're a backup quarterback, if you signed an $80-90 million contract like Von Miller did,
fuck that.
You gotta.
If you get league minimum 300,000, there's bitches everywhere.
But if you're with someone, they have to understand. Yeah, I've got sex tapes out there, and by the way, this isn't the last one. I guarantee there's going to be more. I'm Von.
That's
Miller.
when you say you want to do one.
Yeah,
so you don't feel left out.
Yeah, I got no problem. What's this about, honey? Let's just grab your phone and keep it. Let's hear what she says.
I think he's probably scared that like all you gotta do is sell it to somebody. That's how Ray J got rich. He just sold his sex tape of Kim.
Then get in on it.
Right.
Like if you know the person's going to sell it, first of all, don't film and fuck somebody you think is going to sell the tape, because if you're famous, you've got to be retarded and led around by your boner. If a woman sets up a camera and goes, let's film it, I promise I won't sell it, Von Miller of the Super Bowl winning Denver Broncos, and you fuck her on tape,
MVP.
That's your fault. That's on you. Let's play her. She seems a little crazy though in this interview.
Right, I bet. Look at her last name.
Elizabeth Ruiz. What are you trying to say?
Ding, ding, ding. I'm just saying.
I'm so jealous that you get to do that.
They'll tell you they are though.
I don't get to say
Mexican women will tell you like, hey, I'm crazy.
I don't get to say Ruiz and go, I bet you she's fucking nuts.
That's what you got me for, bro.
I know. That's why I'm glad you're here. This is Von Miller's sex tape partner. She says Von Miller's full of shit. She's not. That is a weird way to say someone's full of shit, is to go, I'm not using it to extort him. I'm rubbing my clit to it. Fuck you, Von Miller.
That night, me and Vaughn ended up having sex in the room. And while we were having sex, he was like, we should probably record this. When I finally gave in, I was like, okay, fine, we'll record it.
Oh, fuck you, first of all. When I finally gave in, like you weren't fucking thrusting your hips at his cock when he was asked if we could record it. Like he was, yes, the NFL superstar requested that we make a sex tape. Shut up.
The bitch knows she wanted proof.
Oh, exactly. It's on both of their phones, I guess.
So I pulled out my phone and we started recording. The whole time, everything was consensual. After the trip, Vaughn did call me and we talked briefly and was like, do you still have the tape? I was like, yes, I do. And he was like, oh,
Bitch, work your. If the sex tape is half as bad.
Why they call him the tape and she recorded on her phone?
Just fire. What's Von Miller? Von Miller's got a big game coming up. What's he supposed to say? Do you have the MP4 file of the fucking we did? Bitch, it's a tape. Get me the
Bitch,
tape.
you got the feed on your phone.
Bitch, why was this on Facebook Live? I need to know, and I need to know now. Why is my cock all over YouTube?
And he was like, I was like, yes, I do. And he was like, okay, cool, send it to me. And I was like, no, I'm not going to send it to you. And he's like, why not? I'm like,
he's like,
because
and I'm like,
I wanted to get out and this and that. He was like, okay, cool. But he had recorded clips on his phone as well, which I was already like, I felt like he'd had enough on his phone. It was nothing like, he never asked me to delete it, not once. And there was no gotcha. I didn't say gotcha or anything like that.
Well, that would be a weird thing to say after you fuck somebody. Like
Gotcha.
Chappelle, gotcha, bitch. I don't. She just seems a little weird to me. I can see why Von's not with her anymore. She seems just a little. I don't know. I don't want to say Ruizy, but she seems a little like she's a little too into the fact that this has become a drama. Like,
Well, and the thing of it is just like he stayed the night with her. If he did do that, you gotta be like, hey, we're gonna watch this shit one time and then erase it. Like, I need to know it's erased off your phone before I leave it. Because it ain't like that was his woman. Because she was like, we ended up having sex.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't like we was dating and.
So you're putting this on Von Miller then?
Yeah, hell yeah, it's on him. That bitch don't care. She ain't got nothing to lose.
Yeah, it's not like that apartment doesn't look like it's like dripping with accessories. Right. She's got some fucking IKEA frames up there. She's got a little table she got from her nana. She's not that couch.
Yeah, it's on Von, man.
She put those studs on her couch herself.
Right. She bedazzled her shit.
Yeah.
And that was just the story of it.
The fur she's got on the back of it is actually from a pet she owned. She didn't buy that somewhere.
No, I never, ever, 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 ever went up to Von to ask him for $2.5 million or for $1. I never told Von, give me this much money. If not, I feel like that I would have had that kind of case on me.
Well, then you're a fucking idiot if you didn't ask him for a little bit of money. Because if you ask Von Miller for $1.2 million to make a tape go away, he'd go, who do I make the check out to?
Right.
$1.2 million.
You want to come pick it up or should I bring it over there?
Yeah, here, I'm playing the Jags this weekend. That's what they're paying me for it. Here.
That wasn't the case. My attorney went to them and told them what the situation was, that there was a tape that had been recorded in Cancun. They threw out the first number. They said, this much, and my attorney counter-offered with the $2.5 million.
Why not delete the tape once you get back from Cancun?
Well, because I used it to play with myself.
That's a good out, TMZ, by the way. That's a perfect place to end that interview. Look at her. Von Miller's got good taste. By the way, that's my...
Seriously, though?
That's my...
That's like local ass.
Well, that's Tiger Woods Perkins waitress ass.
Right.
She
ain't bad. Don't get me wrong. But, like, if you worth that kind of money, you're right. She looked like Perkins' ass.
But at the same time, if you're Von Miller, maybe you like to hang out at Perkins. Maybe where the high-end
stuff is. He was in Cancun.
is.
He probably had a little something. She's probably got a few tricks.
Your odds of going with a 6.5 or a 7 over a 9 in Cancun is very high.
Right.
Because there's a lot of 7s.
Right.
And then there's a few 9s, but if you don't want to fuck around and you don't want the hassle or anything else.
And she probably made it pretty easy.
Exactly. And that's why I did. By the way, that's my ass limit, if anyone's wondering. That's my
Luis
limit.
says the Bronco star is lying through his diamond grills.
Do you have a diamond grill?
Not that I know of.
I think she's being racist. How dare she? Insisting she never asked him for $1 until his lawyers made an unsolicited offer. Yeah, because they want it to go away.
Right.
Take the money, shithead. Oh, I want to use it to masturbate to.
Right.
You
know what? You can look at, with $2.5 million, you can masturbate to whatever you want to.
Exactly. Von Miller will say, all right, I'll throw in $2.5 million and a plaster cast on my cock. You can do whatever you want with it. I don't care. Paint it whatever color you want. I don't give a shit.
It's like, you just gonna be that stupid? I just want to use the masturbate. I don't need $2.5 million, even though I make $40,000 a year.
By the way, that's why people like her don't have $2.5 million, because they think that way. God, I'm gonna use it to masturbate to rather than Jesus Christ.
You know there's free porn on a fucking phone, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's lots of it. Oh, people saying that's how I like my milk in that chocolate milk video. No, sir. No, thank you. Hey, do you know this guy, Ricky Smith?
Nope.
He's a comedian. Never heard of him either, but TMZ had a story on him. I guess he accused some waitress of being casually racist because she hated serving black people at an Olive Garden. The waitress is a black lady. I've never heard of this before. Like, first of all, Ricky Smith, I'm kind of proud of him for being
with all white people.
I don't know, but Ricky Smith tells TMZ his crew had just finished out lunches for his organization Rake on Tuesday, and they worked up an appetite for endless soup and breadsticks. Smith claims they were small talking with their waitress, and she just casually told them she doesn't like waiting on black people. Turns out the waitress was a black woman. I don't get that.
I do.
Oh, do you?
Yep.
What is it?
Because rumor has it we don't tip well. Very custom ordering shit.
Oh, really? The fucking picking around.
Yeah.
Can I sub out the cheese for a bowl of soup?
Right. Can you make it with this? You can make it with this. I know you can. And just, I mean, I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying I have heard. That's why when I do go to black establishments, I make sure I tip well because I'm just like, I know.
But see, now that kind of fucks you up. Now you put that on your shoulders. Now you're tipping
That's who I am,
25, 30%.
Right.
That's like Floyd Mayweather hands out hundreds to a cab driver.
15, 20.
Oh, I'm sorry.
If they ain't getting shit, 15, 20 is good.
That's true.
Right.
You get graded on a curve.
Yeah.
You got a racist waitress. She goes, I got 15%. Oh, he was black. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm happy with that.
That's like even if you go to like strip clubs and stuff, like a lot of strippers stay away from the black guys that come in because they're just like, they don't want shit. They just want to sit there and talk to you.
You know what? I'm pretty up on my racial stereotypes. I wasn't aware of that one. I'm a little, you know what? I'm upset at myself. I'm mad.
I got past you, huh?
I know.
That's and being that it was a black woman that said it, she probably just like, you know what? And it's bad because it's like, look, see, he had all white people with him.
Oh, he did. Well, I think
there's one more back there.
There's one black guy, one white dude. She looks perhaps mixed, little white, little black.
And sometimes, like, cause I've been with my friends, man, and we've just clowned everybody that walked up to our table.
Yeah.
Especially being a comedian, he probably just sat there and roasted her and shit. And
I guess if you're a waitress, I was gonna say, wouldn't that be fun though? But if you're a waitress who's been working 6 hours waiting on people, and he's like, "Hey, you got fucking Olive Garden dressing on your bibs,"
right?
And she's like, "I don't want to fucking deal with this guy."
Are those team shoes?
What are those?
Right.
The comedian tells us he politely went to the manager and requested a new waitress after this, but was given 2 options: keep your waitress or leave. That's kind of fucked up.
Where were they at?
An Olive Garden in Ohio. Well, Ohio's just fucking up lately. There's people stabbing each other. You got guys can't.
I'm glad I didn't go film my last TV show down there.
Exactly. When they refused, cops were called, and Ricky says police politely escorted them out. This sounds like a management fuck up. You can't get him another Olive Garden waitress?
But obviously he must have said something. Because if the police escorted him out, he fucked up.
See, that's the thing about when you get the story from one side versus the other side. When comedian Ricky Smith says she hates waiting on black people, and then they kicked us out, and then you find out, like you said, he's breaking her balls the whole night. He's shitting on her.
Because trust me, if she would have just walked up to the table and been like, "Hey, I don't like serving black people," she'd have been fired, and he'd had a new waitress.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing. She probably
if the manager tells you that's your waitress, or you can leave when they know people are getting ready to spend money. Come on, man. Don't nobody turn away no money.
That's the thing. Here's probably what happened. I'm going to do the thing that everybody does after a police shooting. I'm going to tell you exactly what happened, even though I have no fucking idea. Here's what probably happened. They're breaking her balls. They're teasing her a little bit. She doesn't like it. And finally she goes, "You know what? This is why I don't like serving black people." And then he went, "Oh, shit, there, right there." It's kind of like in basketball when you're kind of hand-checking a guy. You're playing a little dirty down low, and then he throws an elbow, and you go to the ref and go, "Oh, fuck, what? He fucking elbowed me in the teeth."
I seen this football clip the other day, dude. This guy's just pushing this dude down the field. Pushed him down on the ground. The guy gets up, and he just kind of like brushes his helmet against his chest.
Yeah.
And fucking guy falls down. Like he got shot. And the ref happened to see the guy bump him with his head right in the chest, and the guy fell down, and then he's the one who got in trouble.
Have you ever seen some of these the soccer flops?
No.
Like some of these guys in oh my God, they get that. You've never seen these?
No.
They get their toe stepped on, and they look like they got hit by a landmine.
Vlade Divac.
They Vlade Divac the hell out of it. Worst soccer flops. Watch some of these. Let's switch that over to the video feed. Worst worst soccer dives and cheaters. These guys are the worst. So the referee is a little headbutt now. Well, and they both go down like they've been shot.
How does the guy who headbutts him go down first?
I love that. The coach or the referee. That's not a referee. That must be a coach. He headbutts the guy and he goes, "Oh my god!"
Right.
Well,
then the guy's like, "He's falling. I'm gonna fall too."
Their whole attitude is the referee will see me fall and he'll think the other guy did it.
I tell the kids that at school all the time. I'm like, they're like, "Well, he did it." I'm like, "But I busted you."
Yeah. All soccer players are fucking heel wrestlers. They're all Ric Flair. Well, you see, baby, the American dream is playing goalie for Manchester United, baby. And if you step on my toes, I'm gonna act like you cut them off. Let's see. Oh, he gets tripped a little. Now watch him go down. Oh, that looks like a legit trip. Or does he act like he got murdered? Oh, he covers his face like he's been...
Oh, my God. He's just looking around like, did he see me yet?
Well, that's the most embarrassing part is when you don't get the foul called. So now you're sitting there...
You're just a bitch.
Yeah. He got tapped on the chin. He covers his face like he's been maced.
Right.
And then the ref goes, "What the fuck are you doing? Get up." I saw that.
Right.
Yeah. I saw that whole thing. What the hell's your problem? Knock it off.
He's just checking for blood.
That guy didn't even... Hold on. Go back to this guy. Nobody even touched that guy.
Oh, my goodness. Nobody even near him.
Nobody near him. And he just... Oh, my God. Wouldn't it be funny if we found out that somebody actually did shoot him and we just didn't see it? The bullet went in and stayed in. It didn't come out. He got drilled. God, these guys are the worst. And watch it. He can't figure out which knee to grab as he's going down. He can't figure out which one he's going to fake.
Grab both of them to roll over.
Watch this. He grabs that one and now switches. Oh, now that one. That's not so bad. Oh, wait, that guy's still carrying on. He didn't even get hit in the face. He elbowed that guy in the chest. These guys are pussies. I hate this sport. You know what? I'd be pissed. Like that guy falling down when nobody touched him.
Right.
I'd be pissed if I'm his teammates.
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey, fuckhead."
Like, now we're a man down.
Yeah.
And didn't nobody do shit to you.
Yeah, and you didn't get a yellow card. Right. You didn't stop play.
We ain't get no free kick. Nothing.
We're going to be on YouTube making us look like shit.
Fucking worst soccer flops ever. So you know that's a thing.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and the referee's telling Fago, or whatever his name is, they're telling Fago, "Dude, you're fine. Right. Relax." I feel bad if you're a soccer ref. You got to be like a ref of 3-year-olds. Okay, so what? He bumped that guy's chest. He goes, "Oh, my God."
See the doodle?
Okay, let's see this one.
He's like, "What the fuck?"
I know, and he points at him. He's like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, imagine you're one of these guys, like an enforcer in soccer. Like, you really want to go at it, and then some guy flops, and you're like, "Oh, this is a fucking bummer."
Right. Like, I thought you was going to put up a fight.
Yeah. Now you're just going to sit there. Well, have you ever seen, on the flip side of this, have you ever seen those Samoan rugby players?
No.
That just go, "Oh, my God." Samoan rugby. There's some guys that they just give them the ball, and they don't even do the rugby scrum thing. They go, "Here, take on the whole team by yourself." And he just starts drilling people. Most feared. Let's do this. Alasana Tulagi, I think, is the guy. Or this other guy might be it.
You can see him on YouTube.
Oh, ooh, they got Till I Collapse as the song, too. All right, we don't need to see the fucking Samoan war dance. I just want to see him run over people.
Sometimes you just feel tired. You feel weak.
They pitch it.
When you feel weak.
Oh, here he is.
You feel like you want to just...
Oh, no, I want to see the guy who runs people over.
He's fast.
He is. But there's some of these Samoans that just drill people. Okay, so he's just a really good player. Samoan rugby kids. There's this nine or 10.
Yeah, I've seen that kid.
This kid is a fucking animal. He like runs into them on purpose.
Yeah.
Watch this kid at the end. He gets wrecked. Boom! What the fuck are you doing standing in front of him? Like, I take my
What do you think was going to happen?
I punch my bitch card as soon as that guy gets near me. I just pretend I can't run as fast as he does, and I just fall behind.
Like, obviously, he's going to make it.
Oh, wow, he's got one more to go. Yeah, there he goes. See, look, the rest of the kids don't even move.
Right.
He just runs these poor fuckers down.
Jeez.
Watch this kid get it. Oh! And then at the end...
Wow.
Oh, there he takes one out.
His team doesn't even help him. They just sit around in awe and watch.
Look at that. He just drags everybody in. Okay, pitch it to the big Samoan kid. Boom. Run it in. Touchdown.
Hey, he just outran them guys.
Oh, yeah. He just sprinted past him. See, that's unfair. You shouldn't be allowed to be that big and also that fast. You have to be one or the other.
Maybe they didn't want to touch him, though. Like, they're just like, nope.
I mean, you know what, though? If I were him, as good as you are, I'd still bitch my teammates out.
Oh, yeah.
I'd still be like, what, you guys are just going to give me the ball, and I just have to throw everybody to the ground, and you guys...
Just sit back and watch.
How was rugby? Great, we
Still
won.
part of my YouTube videos.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, how'd you do? We won. Oh, why is your uniform clean? I didn't hit the ground.
Hey, don't even need to shower.
No, we
Did you play? Yeah, played the whole game.
We got Fatu Funika, and
Right.
we just fucking give him the
You
ball.
know, Dad, we just give it to him, and he does his thing.
He just runs over everybody. It's the greatest way to play. It's my favorite season of rugby ever. That's we're going to the Vikings-Cowboys game tomorrow.
That we are.
And I'm trying really hard to put up a good front, because Adrian's a Cowboys fan. Trying really hard to put up a good front that I think our team's going to win. No, you see, your camera's there. Oh, wait, I got to put you on the main feed here. Yeah, we get it. You're 10-1. We're not doing so bad. We're 6-5. If you ignore the fact... Oh, your mic went out again.
There we go.
There you go. If you ignore the fact that we started 5-0, 6-5 don't look too bad.
Right. Yeah, you forget that, hey, in the last 6 weeks, they won one.
7. One of them was the bye.
There you go.
In 7 weeks, we've won a game. In 2 months.
My bad.
One win. Well, yeah, I mean, if you would have said at the beginning of the year, you're going to lose AP, you're going to lose 3/5 of your offensive line, you're going to lose Sharif Floyd, and Teddy Bridgewater's season will be over before it starts, and you're going to be 6-5, we would have went, hey, that's great. We still are in the hunt for a playoff spot. We're a couple games back in the division. Hey, we can work with this. But if you would have said we'll start 5-0 and might not make the playoffs,
that's a little tough to swallow.
It stings a little bit.
But everybody, tomorrow's desperation. It might happen. No, it won't.
You never want to hear your opponent.
It won't happen.
You never want to hear your opponent go, yeah, I think you guys got a shot. I think you should be. You might have a. No, you're fucked. Let's do plugs before we get out of here. You've got the January 6th show.
Yes.
At the River's Edge Convention Center. That's a Friday night at the River's Edge here in St. Cloud. Donnell Rawlings from The Chappelle Show, stand-up headliner for years and years and years. He'll be performing.
Very, very funny human being.
Very funny guy. And also Shed G, Adrian Washington. I'll be performing at that one as well. Tickets are what, $30 general admission?
Yep, $30 general admission and $50 VIP.
That $50 VIP is a great deal. If those are available, I would get those.
Free food. Can you put this in front of your camera? That's the flyer.
Can we? Or we could bring it up on the computer too. Let's see. There we go. Oh yeah, that works pretty well.
Beautiful. The $50 VIP includes a meet and greet. We have an after party at Beaver Island Brew Company. We have free food catered by Old Capitol Tavern. It's just gonna be a fucking fantastic night for $20 more, I think. But we're only selling 100 of them.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, after you eat the food and you drink the booze, you've more than covered that 20 extra bucks.
And you ain't gotta wait in line.
Yeah, that's true too. Just walk right in. That $50 VIP thing is the way to go.
And also, I'm sorry, if you, it's right across the street from the Marriott, Courtyard Marriott downtown. If you mention my name, Adrian Washington, when you book your room for that night, they will give you a discount for the show.
And also, you can get your tickets at ticketfly.com. Just search Donnell Rawlings at ticketfly.com, and you can pick them up there. You can find the podcast on SoundCloud for the audio version, YouTube, of course, if you're watching it here, or, of course, on Facebook as well. All of those channels are Steel Toe Morning Show. Subscribe to those. And we'll be doing these Wednesday every week now. Wednesday, 4:30 to 6 p.m.
Check me out on Facebook, comedian Adrian Washington. I think Instagram is Funny Man Adrian W.
All right. And then...
Sorry to...
No, that's fine. I was just going to end by saying, guys, next week, I appreciate all the phone calls. Next week, you're going to figure out how to use the phone. That's our goal for next week.
Don't fucking hang up. That'd be a good start.
More and more downloads on each podcast we do. More and more phone calls on each live one we do. Now we're going to actually get most of those calls on the air. That's the next big goal.
Beautiful.
All right. Well, Adrian Washington, ticketfly.com for the Donnell Rawlings Show. We'll also be at Stoney's in Rockville on December 10th. Get your tickets at Stoney's Bar in Rockville for $10 a piece.
If you're in Rochester Friday night, I'll be at the Wicked Moose.
Wicked Moose. And if you're listening after Friday, you're shit out of luck. That's it for the podcast. We are done. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll be back next Wednesday. And, of course, the Steel Toe Morning Show is on every Monday through Friday, 5 to 9 a.m. Those podcasts available on SoundCloud as well. Take it easy.